So in this video we talk about what really happens when you're fully authentic and honest with people, and how you can let go of your fear of being manipulated or rejected when you're actually being truthful with other people. This is Jonas Herb, and on this channel we talk about authenticity and personal growth. We provide tools and ideas that help you gain clarity, freedom and fulfillment in your life. If you haven't yet, consider subscribing. So today I want to talk about something that people ask me often about being authentic and honest, and they're afraid that they're going to be able to manipulate it, or that people are going to not react well to them really being authentic and honest. And so stay until the end of the video where I share a very powerful perspective for you to be able to let go of that fear and really connect deeply with people. And so let's start by really starting to understand what are the things that you really don't think that you can share with everyone. Just feel inside yourself and just ask yourself, what are the things that you don't want to share with people? Maybe something that happened to you in the past, maybe in your childhood, maybe you were bullied, or maybe you had some abuse happening, maybe verbal abuse, maybe even sexual abuse. Whatever it is that you think that you couldn't share with other people, can you allow yourself to just realize what are the things that you wouldn't share with people, or that you would share with only very few people? Just allow yourself to feel and see what that is. Because this is what you carry around with you, that you're afraid that if this thing someone else knows about this, then you have a problem. So really understand that this is this part that you don't want other people to see, and just allow yourself to be aware of this. Just allow yourself to feel that part, and let it just be okay that you don't share it. And now, just as a thought experiment, imagine you were to share this with someone, and you would share it from this really beautiful space of just wanting to share, like give this truth of you as a present to the other person. It's just you giving your real truth to the other person, and without any implication on the other person that the other person has to do anything about this. No, like give you this, you have to take responsibility, or you have to help me, or anything like that. You just share it because you want to just share that truth that's in you. Imagine you really do that, and someone that you share it to, this person, doesn't react well to it. This person says, no, I don't like you now that I know this, or I don't appreciate you anymore now that I know that this is who you are. Imagine, just for a second, imagine this happening. How would that feel like? Yes, it might feel hurtful, it might feel painful. And now, allow yourself to just do another thought experiment, and imagine you say this from this beautiful sharing perspective. You just share this truth to someone else, and this other person really loves you. Just really says, thank you so much for sharing this. I'm really grateful for you trusting me so much, and I really feel much more connected to you. I understand you better now, and this is such a beautiful thing that you've just shared this with me. And they really, really connect with you on a very deep level. How would that feel like? And just allow yourself to feel this a little bit more. And now we have those two scenarios, and now I want to invite you to think, if you really share this from this beautiful sharing place, and the other person really doesn't appreciate you and doesn't like you, just ask yourself, is this really a person you want to have in your life? Do you really want to spend time with people that don't care about you, that don't really appreciate you for who you really are? They only appreciate you for some kind of character they want you to play. And as soon as you stop to play this character, as soon as you start to fully be real, they don't want to spend time with you. Do you really want to spend time with those people? And so now let's go to the core of this fear of not being able to share who you really are because you're afraid people will reject you, or you would be able to be manipulated. Just get it. Let's go to the core of this fear. And so what is the worst thing that could happen to you if you were to really share what's happening, what's moving you at your core, what's really you? What's the worst thing that could happen? The worst thing that could happen is someone rejecting you for who you really are. This is the worst thing that could happen. But if someone rejects you for who you really are, is this person actually a right match for you to be in your life? Just allow yourself to really ask this question and sit with this question. Because if you really go deep with this question and really ask yourself, what is the worst thing that could happen if you really shared this? And you didn't share it just like trying to make the other person help you and put a burden on the other person. You're just sharing it because you're just open. You're just sharing your truth. You're just being honest. You don't want the other person to take responsibility. You don't put any burden on the other person. It's just you sharing. And if the other person doesn't appreciate you sharing that, is this really the right person for you in your life? But on the other hand, let's take the other extreme. What is the most beautiful thing that could happen if you were to share something that's really from your heart? The most beautiful thing that could happen is that you connect so deeply with someone. You really feel this connection. You really feel that you are fully appreciated, loved, and cared for who you really are at the core of your being. You don't have to hide anything anymore. You can be completely real. You can be completely honest and authentic. And people are going to like you for it. Imagine the freedom that you were to have with that, if you could do that. Imagine the freedom. You could just be yourself. You could just share anything you really, really want to share, and it would be okay. And so now there is this dichotomy between I'm afraid that people are not going to like me, reject me, and the other one that if I could share and people would love me for that, then it would be so beautiful. And now let's see what you would really lose if you were to share with people your real truth. So you would lose people that don't really care about you, that don't really like you, but you would win all the other people that would really, really want to connect with you for who you really are. And so in the end, you're not losing anything that is really of value. You're losing something that doesn't match you to win something that matches you even more. So basically, it's a win-win situation. If you really share at your core what's really happening and the other person appreciates it, you win and the other person wins. And if you share something that's really at your core and the other person doesn't like you for it, you win and the other person wins. Because if this other person doesn't match you, if it doesn't really appreciate you for who you really are. So it's better that this other person is going to be with someone else and you are going to be with someone else, because then you are going to be with someone you really care about. And so if you really allow that to sink in, to really let this sink in, you're going to realize that you are free to share what you want, because you can lose nothing of value and you can win so much. You can win so much by just sharing what's really true for you. And then I want to talk about something that is important. So when you share, be aware that you really share from this beautiful sharing perspective. And I will link another video where I talk a bit more about this and how you can share from sharing perspective. But in essence, it's really important that you don't try to subconsciously or consciously put on responsibility on the other person. Because if you share this, whatever it is, and then you want the other person to help you deal with it, you want the other person to take responsibility, you want the other person to help you bear this burden, then it's not a sharing, it's a handing over. Like, I handing you over my shit, can you please deal with it? And this is not really sharing your truth. This is wanting someone else, and then you're kind of manipulating the other person to do what you want to do by them feeling guilty about not helping or something like this. But the beauty really happens when you allow yourself to just share it from this beautiful place of, this is me. I don't want you to validate me for this. I don't want you to take responsibility. I don't want you to do anything with this. It's just me offering my truth. I'm just saying and showing who I am. So you can be who you are and I can be who I am, and so we connect on that level. That's very important. And always be aware that when you're sharing something, maybe you might go into this like, oh, I'm a victim, can you please help me? You might get into this, please take responsibility for this, please help me with this burden. You might fall into this energy, and just be aware when this happens and just let go and just see if you can just share it from just this sharing perspective, like showing you that's the real truth. But I don't need you to take responsibility. I take responsibility. I fully 100% take responsibility for whatever I've realized, experienced, whatever I have lived through in my life. I take full responsibility, but I'm happy to share who I really am with you. So this is what I wanted to share in this video. Let me know if you have any experience about sharing something that's really in your heart and someone really connecting deeply with you. Or maybe someone that got out of your life and you realize, wow, it's beautiful. Now you have more space for other people. Share your story about this in the comments. And if you like the video, please hit the like button. And to help support my channel, please subscribe to my channel and watch some more of my videos. On this side, you're going to see the video that YouTube thinks you would like the most. And on this side is the video that I uploaded recently. So I wish you all a great day and have fun watching. Goodbye, everyone.